Good evening and welcome to the CBS 6 News at 7 o'clock. I'm JT Fetch. And first tonight, Governor Hochul says a war is being waged on kids. She was in the capital region today hoping to gain support and raise awareness for her distraction-free school initiative to ban cell phone use in schools. Starting next year, the governor wants every student to be required to disconnect from devices during school hours. In a series of Crisis in the Classroom reports, we've outlined the concerns from officials and school administrators over smartphone use during the school day, with social media's negative impact on mental health and the device's disruption to learning being the key worries cited. The governor launching the distraction-free push at Farnsworth Middle School in Guilderland, the same town where Hochul held a roundtable discussion with superintendents last July. It was that discussion that really motivated school districts to implement policies of their own before the governor included it in her budget plan. Guilderland is one of those districts that has already put a plan in place, and an 8th grader weighed in on the move.
When cell phones were removed, students were actively engaging in conversations and opening up to their love of learning. Let's keep in mind that cell phones create opportunities for students to engage in bullying.
There are some other concerns regarding a phone ban. In September, a false report of a gun led to a communication breakdown at a Manhattan high school. Parents were not immediately told by the school. Instead, they found out from their kids who had their phones with them. It raises questions over how the ban would impact handling an emergency, and the state police superintendent spoke about that.
Students may instinctively reach for their phones first instead of focusing on those instructions that are being conveyed, instructions that are intended to help them get to a safe place. And they may unknowingly text or post inaccurate information to social media and cause confusion, quite possibly to parents or to emergency responders.
Well, the governor said schools must address any parent concerns about staying in contact with their kids during the day. We've done in-depth reporting on the Schoharie Central School District. They've had a ban in place for years and have inspired other districts to follow their lead. Students put their phones in lockable pouches from the company Yonder during the school day there. Governor Hochul says $13.5 million in state funding will help districts roll out storage options like the pouches. The governor said a report will be released as well with feedback along with details on how schools can be implementing the policies. And we continue our coverage of Governor Hochul's State of the State address and her push for free healthy school meals for all students as part of her 2025 budget. Today, the Healthy School Meals for All Coalition asked lawmakers to support the governor's efforts. A senior at a Brooklyn high school spoke out about the issue at the Capitol in Albany this morning.
A student shouldn't have to handle the burdens of financial instability at school on their own. Something as simple as providing breakfast and lunch food to eat during their long days of classes is a basic human right and should be provided for each and every student.
Supporters say this should be a bipartisan issue, and they're urging lawmakers to push for the passage of the budget in April. Some lawmakers, like Republican Assembly Minority Leader Will Barclay, have expressed skepticism about how to pay for the plan. You can watch his response to the governor's proposals in our Power and Politics segment. Just visit CBS6Albany.com. Now to a live look at the Board of Education meeting at Schenectady High School, which is set to address the recent implementation of metal detectors for school security. We're told they're expected to reveal some of the findings from the first few weeks of the new year with these systems in place. We'll continue to monitor what comes out of the meeting. Starting at the beginning of the year, students were required to walk through the building and have to go through these detection systems, which can identify potentially dangerous items while allowing students to move through quickly. One concern that has been raised, the wait times for students standing outside in the cold while awaiting entry. But the district says this is a new process, and by the 3rd day of use, it was moving much quicker. If you have a school-related story that you think warrants a Crisis in the Classroom report, you can send us a news tip by calling the number on your screen or emailing CBS6classroomtips@gmail.com.